Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashvika, the channel where we talk a lot about female stuff, menstrual cycle, productivity, plus lifestyle and all that topics. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about the Mountain Is You book. I recently been reading a lot of the books. Now, personally, I'm a bookworm. Like my friend used to call me bookworm when I was in a college, but still I loved reading books a lot. And recently I've been more into the self-help books, self-productivity books, self-conscious book, and regarding the brain and neuroscience and all that stuff. So today I'm going to talk about The Mountain Is You book by Brianna Waste, and what does it book contain? Is it really worth it or not? And also what I learned from the book. So without further ado, let's get started with that. Before go park, consider clicking that button, guys. I do really appreciate that. If you want more such video, you can freely subscribe to my channel. You can very well grab the self-care planner that will going to help you with the self-care practices. It contains everything that you need as a female entirely based on my experience and knowledge. It's a PDF download. You can download it. The link is in the description box below. You can very well visit our website www.simpleways.com. The link is in the description box below. Let's talk about The Mountain Is You book. I was reading this book, The Mountain Is You by Brianna Waste. I was actually looking more into the self-help book, and suddenly I get a recommendation about this particular The Mountain Is You book. And the moment I read the title of the book, I was like, wow, this would be something different book. I want to give it a shot. Listening the audiobook version, and it was actually narrated by Stacey. I really like the narration of Stacey, how she narrated the book. It's really interesting and amazing. Plus the things that I learned from how the subconscious world actually dictates our life, because personally I am a person who overthink a lot. I think a lot because being an introvert, talk less, think more, that kind of stuff is there. So the way the Brianna Waste is actually describing in her book is really interesting, because the narration is quite interesting. The way she's actually picturizing the deep mindset, the feelings we have, or the thoughts we are having. Like usually people say, hey, don't overthink too much, don't think about that, just let it go. And we think that letting go is very simple and very easy. I mean, we give people advice, let it go, okay, you don't have to think about that. If someone had a breakup, we give them an advice, let it go. But technically when we actually be in that situation and someone is telling us to let it go, it's really hard to let it go, because we are complicated human beings. We are kind of like a machines, and our brain is a power engine of the machine, and we are very complicated than we actually think of. It's easy to give advice to other people, and it's hard when it's actually being applicable to us. So letting go at the times or the situations or the thoughts is not that easy. And she's actually describing in her book how the feelings, the emotions and the thoughts that are there in your mind can actually guide you and help you with the healing process. Because we all have some kind of like a childhood experiences. We have been whether being treated well by our parents or not even taken care of that, like we do have all that kind of stuff, the limiting beliefs you can call it. Some kids were actually being treated very well by their parents, like overly treated, so they have that kind of limiting beliefs. Some were actually ignored because they are having the siblings. So we do have all these childhood memories, and we have developed the beliefs and thoughts according to that. So she was saying that if you're actually holding on to some kind of an incident in your past, and you're still holding on to that, and when that similar thing is happening in your life, or something similar happening in your life to that particular situation, that incident will again going to knock in your mind related to the thing that happened in the past. Why is that so? Because you haven't healed from the past incident, you haven't healed out. And healing is not just about letting go and relaxing and enjoying the life. It's not that simple and easy. Of course it can be simple and easy, but oftentimes it is not, because depending on the severity of the situation, some things are easy to let go and some things are very difficult to let it go. Actually heal from the situation, you can go into the mind and read the thoughts. These emotions, these feelings are telling you something, like they are telling you to listen to them. We often actually ignore them. We feel like if we're just gonna sit there and feel all the emotions and feel the incident, we're gonna be stuck in there and we're not gonna be able to get out of it. But she was saying is actually doing it, actually feeling there, and tell them that we are listening to these emotions. Tell your childhood self when you were a kid what the incident you have been through. Tell yourself and listen to that childhood self and actually heal them from that particular incident. And Tessie actually narrated the book was really interesting. I felt so much healing in the sense the way she's describing in the book. So narration is done by somebody else and author is somebody else. I like entirely the combo of these two people. These two people make this book really unique and really healing, and her voice is so much soothing. The when I was listening to it, the every word, every sentence of the book kind of like relating to me, and I know that I've actually healed from a lot of the limiting beliefs I had. But some of this incident from my childhood still sometimes actually terrify me when I been in that situation again and again. They actually terrify me and they give me a nightmares. So when I was listening to this book, I came to realization that she was very true the way she was describing in her book, and we really need to heal from our emotions, and then only we be able to dictate our life, then only we be able to be our own boss. That the people is telling, be our own boss. It's not just about running a business, it's also about running your own life, having a control over your life. So that book's really beautifully describing the subconscious and the conscious mind, and how you can dictate the feelings and the thoughts, how you're going to navigate through that. I mean, this book is really game changer. I've been listening it twice. Okay, the one time I listened to it and I just go through that and I felt so amazing. And the second time is I was actually going more deep into that, into specific phrases, specific chapters, which I find quite fascinating. So I was going more deep into that and realized that I've actually read this book twice and I want to read more and more, because the more I'm reading it, the more I'm listening to it, the more it's actually helping me deal with my own thoughts and own emotions. And I think that we often ignore our mental and emotional health. We focus only on the IQ. We focus on the emotional and mental stuff. We always talk about the physical health. So I think the way we take care of our physically, the way we also have to take care of our mental and emotional health from time on time. We can't be like, I'm gonna do that stuff maybe one day, and that one day never come until you actually burst out from your emotion and you couldn't control, and you're actually been crying in the public or doing something irradical that you haven't been predicted, and you haven't been thinking that you're gonna do that, and you do that because of that emotions that you have been carrying for so long, in fact for decades. Some people it's for decades, and they one day suddenly broke all the emotions and burst out of it because they don't know how to navigate through these emotions, and they have been actually buried those emotions for a very very long time. So I would recommend you to read and go through this book, Kindle version, audiobook version, or paperback version, whatever version you want to go, just do that. It's really amazing book. It will definitely going to help you. It's not just related to the female, it's also to the any other human being who really want to navigate through the thoughts and emotions should read this book, because definitely it will going to help you with your own emotions and thoughts. So it's highly recommendable by me. I'm going to go through this book again and again until I'm actually being clarified, because some of the things are very very deep in the book. Actually take your time to actually go through that thing again so that you can clearly understand, and then you can clearly actually take actionable steps depending on that in your own personal life. Because personally my way of reading the book is like, I just listen to the book once, okay, and then I actually take a note of all the important things or important points in that book which I want to go through back again and again. So I just go through back portion again and again until I actually clearly understand that and actually develop an action step depending on my own unique situation. That's my way of actually implementing the things that are available in any book, and that's how I do it. Again, it depends on you, but this book is highly recommendable. So this is my review of the Mountain Is You book by Brianna Waste. Let me know in the comment section below, have you ever read, listened to this book, The Mountain Is You? Let me know your own thoughts, your own experience about this book in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll gonna see you in the next one. Till then, take care.